I think that I wanted to put across ideas that the Song of Moses and the seven letters turn us towards, which I did want to add the spot and rock, but I'll do that in a second. I did leave out Jezebel a little bit, using position. God's laws tie into our leaders because we get our own laws from that. And to use the strength and arm of that law for your own purpose, such as to make it illegal to say, hey, look, this is how patches work, and their own scientists said they were going to use the patch for this particular purpose. You don't use the law to bend the law for people that are above the law. And that's something being written into the new security with AI in charge. So that's Jezebel. And these things together there from the seven letters turn my mind toward the image and what an image is, and just going off and doing trade with the enemy. The way that Dan set up a religion that was just make-believe and counterfeit to rule over people. This image of a system, of a way, then you're worshiping the system. In the dragon and today's language, looking back on what they were doing with idols, they were selling them, and they called them smelters and founders. And although when you look these things up and you apply it to what's going on then and there, that may not apply, but it should not be lost on you that God expects you to be making these ties, because when the prophets speak, they don't have time to teach you a lifetime of the Bible. And it's like today, it's so much argument because you try to convey what a lifetime of teaching has taught you, and you refer to these words that they should have under their belt to understand, and they don't. And this is Kelly, where the seven letters study has been so different to me when I've talked to other Christians, because yes, I've read it, the same knowledgeable way. You can't memorize every name in the Bible and the things that you're going to point to win an argument today. If you have a general understanding, then you're much better of a fruit tester. You're much better at knowing the spirit of a work than the work itself, supposedly your value. So the image is market, and you learn that they were teaching doctrines of demons, and it boils down in our understanding today of worldly values and wealth and position. And those are the things that are being spoken of then. And this doctrine of stocks, these things didn't develop accidentally. It's called a stock market. And by studying and censusing this and censusing that, whether it's agricultural trade, they have an inside notion of where things are going. And they share it amongst the wealthy. And then they direct it. And whoever they want to put over a microneedle industry is going to be the one over it. And he will be promoted as a philanthropist, no doubt. So the dragon's image, and I found recently in my study on the dragon, it's actually referring to, which you will find anyway, in Job, the oldest mention called a Leviathan, but you have two giants. And you have the behemoth and you have the dragon. And the behemoth has more to do with, I guess the unchangeableness of God, but the dragon, if you want to learn how to distinguish between real and the counterfeit, then you look up every word about that smoke and the embers and all that that's coming out of Leviathan's mouth. The burden we have is to be able to distinguish and to discern. As someone is lying to you and that it's the same old lie. It's the dragon's lie that men have been lying about in order to maintain power and corrupt the market with knowledge that they try to keep you from having. And this is where the idea and the word trade secret come in. And I'm very upset with the microneedle because this is not a trade secret. This is just flat out denial of a completely different purpose to monopolize the whole world. And so that looking at the market value and the way the market's going, and the ties with all this corruption, the fact is heartbreaking that they're programming behind all this new government oppression that will be here from now on. This whole beast system is going to be biased, and that's all they're doing. It's just completely the opposite, and we're not allowed to be biased. You can't be, show discrimination, and yet the same old discrimination is what's going on, and it's token appreciation to try to demonstrate that there's no discrimination, and of course those tokens weren't there before. And they're not going to protect the next woman that gets up on a pole, and the next disruptors that want to come in and cause problems with your fellow workers to cause you accidents. You're not going to get represented in law either. Work is getting much more and more less concerned with its human capital and protecting it, and now it has the health care to say you don't need protection. It's your fault that you're sick. So that the ideas of market and religion and being pulled in the way we did seem to catch so many people off guard, because the types of things that I'm sharing in fellowship with my experience and what I've learned to notice from reading my Bible is squelched. Oh, you're not supposed to do it that way. Yes, you are. It's supposed to develop that way. So next time somebody tells you how to pray, maybe you could pick up some things that might be handy, but don't lay your own down. I want to do one next about what I had mentioned before about fear and these mixture things. Maybe, I don't know. It's very personal, but my prayer life, and I think it's in fellowshipping, sharing our experiences with God and the Holy Spirit, and some of these fascinating things that happen to us that are extraordinary, that happen in our spirit. Anyway, talk to you later. Remember, you are significant.